All right, welcome back to part 8 of finding zeros of functions. And so here we're going over the different types of factoring. Today I'd like to go over in this part 8 video is factoring out terms using the greatest common factor, G.C.F. So I've got 2y, or 2 times y to the 4th power, plus 4 times y to the 2nd power. What do both of these two terms share? Now, some folks can look here and say, well, there's a 2 here and a 4 here. Think of it like this before I get into this. What can I divide evenly without a remainder into both of these terms, right? Again, what do both of these terms share? There's a 2 and a 4. I know 4 is divided by 2, so I can divide into both of these terms at least a 2, right? I have 2 y's, and I have at least 2 y's over here because I have y to the 4th. So I can divide 2y into both of these terms, which I'm going to show you in a moment. So again, the goal is show all multiples of each of the terms. Now, for some folks, they can just look and say, hey, I know they both share 2y squared. And then you can just jump right into dividing both terms with 2y squared. But some folks are going to need to maybe use what's called expanded form in order to see that. And I would like to show that to you now. So I have 2 times y to the 4th times 4y's plus. I know 4 is 2 times 2 times y is y squared. So this is what's considered expanded form. So here you can see, what do both of these terms share? Well, I know I got at least one value of 2. And I know I've got at least 2 values of y. So 2 and y times y is y squared. So 2y squared can be divided or factored out of 2y to the 4th power. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move forward here. In step 2, divide shared terms into each term above to simplify. What do both terms share? They both share a 2y squared. And so in these next steps, I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So we have step 2, continue dividing the shared terms using expanded form if it helps. If you don't need it, then you don't need it. And I'm going to show you both right here. So I'm going to divide 2y squared into both of these terms, because both of these terms share 2y squared. They'll divide evenly into 2y to the 4th plus 4y squared. And what do we get? 2 over 2 is 1. Y to the 4th divided by y to the 2nd. The rule is you subtract the exponents. You end up with y squared plus. 4 divided by 2 is 2. Again, you subtract these two. You get 0. Anything to the 0 power exponentially is 1. So 2 times 1 is still just 2. We get y squared plus 2 is the remainder, I guess, as you could say, factoring these two terms. Now the remainder goes inside parentheses, which I'll show you in just a moment. Hey, let's get into expanded form, right? Let's get into expanded form. Again, 2 times y to the 4th power is 2 times 4y. 4 times y to the 2nd power is 2 times y times y. And so we decided that 2y squared would be divided into both of these terms. 2 times y in expanded form. So this is what I mean, of course, by expanded form. 2 over 2 is 1. Y over y is 1. Y over y is 1. What are you left with? You're left with y times y, which is y squared. Times 1 times 1 times 1, which is still just y squared. Plus. What's 2 times 2 times y? That's 4y squared. Hey, let's just use expanded form to simplify. 2 over 2 is 1. Y over y is 1. Y over y is 1. I'm left with 2. And what's 2 times 1 times 1? That's a positive 2. So when I factor out 2y squared, I'm left with y squared plus 2 inside the parentheses. And I'm going to use what I divided to put outside the parentheses. That's 2y to the second power. As you can see here, that's our remainder. And you want step 3 is to use the terms that you divided by as placed outside. That's that y squared value. And then the remainder is placed inside the parentheses you see here. Y squared plus 2 is the remainder that goes inside the parentheses. Let's see, what does that look like? Let's check this out now. Okay, we're continuing step 3 here. As you can see, 2y squared goes on the outside of the parentheses. Y squared plus 2 goes inside the parentheses. I am done. This is factoring using the greatest common factor. Okay, now I would want to check my answers. In order to check my answers, I'm going to do the inverse of the opposite of division, and I'm going to multiply. I'm going to distribute that 2y squared times both of those terms. And if I end up with the same value or expression or equation that I started with, then you know I did this correctly. So I've gone into depth in showing you how to use distribution property, how to use FOIL. So I'm going to go through this fairly quickly, but I'd be happy to continue to show you how to do this in further videos. If you're struggling, please. Math is easy. Take it step by step. So 2y squared times the invisible 1y squared, I'm showing you here. 2y squared times a positive 2, I'm showing you here. So 2 times 1 is 2y. When we multiply with exponents, the same base, we add the exponents. That would be 2y to the 4th power. Plus 2 times 2 is 4. You got to keep that y squared attached. Now we have 4y squared. That is the term we started with. But let me show you expanded form in case you're struggling. Here we have 2 times 1 is 2 times 1 times y times y times y times y is showing you 4 y's here. Plus plus 2 times 2, I'm showing you here, times y is times y and times y. So 2 times 1 is 2, 4 y's is y to the 4th, plus plus 2 times 2 is 4, 2 y's are y squared. Did you get the same term you started the problem with? Yes. 2y to the 4th power plus 4y squared. Then you factored using greatest common factor correctly. Hey, I hope this helps you out. Math is easy. Take it step by step. If I went too fast, stop, pause, rewind the video. Thank you for joining me today. Hopefully, this has made things a little easier for you. If I've helped you, please help me to continue to make these videos for you. Math is easy. Take it step by step.